Okay, so the next thing I do is I'm just going to cooperate with the clay. The molecules are all going in the same direction, right? So I want to cooperate with it and bring it out so that I have consistency, and I'm not bringing out the grog by putting too much water in it. Okay. All right, now let's see where it's at. That was just one, that would be one pull if we were going up, but it's a plate, so the pull, it actually becomes a push. See? Fun things that you learn when you watch a hippie, right? Okay, we're at about 9 inches now. Woohoo! I've got plenty of rim left here that I won't purposely worry about cracking. I mean, there's always that potential. I'll start in the middle again. Okay, so it's a little higher in the middle too. So I'm going to give it a little bit of pressure. I'm going to look at the plate, look at what direction I'm going. Sort of like when you're driving, you won't want to look in the rear view mirror and see where you've been. Such is life, right? We want to look where we're going. Well, that's looking pretty good. Maybe I like plates a little better than I thought I did. Actually, what I really like to make, because it's so much fun to market it, is hippie stones. So it's a plate similar to this, but I would leave it thick. I wouldn't trim the bottom and such, and I would leave it all flat. And it's for baking in the oven, for making pizza stone. You know, it's a pizza stone, but I call it a hippie stone. So that's pretty exciting. All right, I got a little wobble. I got to work on that. So here, I'll wet my fingers. I don't want to bring out the grog. Too much water will bring out all that sand that's there in the clay for stability. The more sand, the less water you want to use while you're working, because the water brings out more sand, and then you're going to have that gritty, and then you're either going to have a piece that's not smooth, or you're going to have to sand the poop out of it, right? I gotta wobble. I gotta deal with a wobble here. I don't know if I can or not. Let's see here. You hear that? That's actually where the where you can attach a wheel. You can attach a bat. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of the word bat. Attach a bat for throwing. I do on occasion use bats, but I hate going up under the wheel and constantly tightening the little wing nuts. So I still got an issue here. I'm going to bring it down and I'm going to see if I can get that wobble out of there. I'm pleased with this plate so far, but I'm going to push it back, get it flat. Something that I even forget with all of this is the more times you mess with something, the less you give yourself a chance for it to be successful. And I pulled that out 3 times now. So I'm telling myself I'm pushing it. I'm not happy with the rim, but I'll use this tool here. I use this tool so much. I wear this particular tool out. But it's just a wedge head, and I'm gonna bring up the, oh, I gotta see how big it is here. Okay, I'm gonna be heading toward a 10-inch plate here, but that's okay. I could cut it off. I may just cut off a little bit here. There. Woo! That was fun. Messy. Life is messy. Have fun with a mess. Get some all over ya. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. There's a little bit of a rim on there now. I'm gonna comb that down. Comb, comb, comb. You notice I'm not wetting my sponge and throwing it on there like I would a bowl or a vase. I don't want to bring out the grog in this beautiful clay. People always say, what clay do you use? I don't know. It's called the K2 at the Runyon's Pottery Supply. and it works the best for me. It has just the amount of grog I need, but not too much where it hurts my neck to throw it. Too soft a clay, and I just want to throw it. It's like poop. Too hard a clay, and I just can't do it physically. All right, there. So I'm going to use this wedge here, and I'm going to bring up the edge. Oh, I slow the wheel down. You can tell, just working with it too fast at this point. And it's still a little high in the middle too, but I can take care of that with trimming. Trimming, and that walk sound you heard was not my clay so much as it was the thing where you attach the bats, so no worries there. Okay, so I've got a nice rim here, and when it's leather hard too, I can put it on the Giffen grip and I can trim it down. So if I don't want quite that much of a lip, I can do that. But one thing that I've noticed, that if I want a nice bowed out lip on my vase or on my mugs, I have to exaggerate it somewhat because the clay settles in and shrinks back. So this lip that I have right now on this plate, which I think will be a very nice plate, I believe in you plate, will not be quite as exaggerated as I'm looking at right here. Now you can't see it very well on the monitor, but that's okay. And there I've got a little lift to it. Hopefully I left it thick enough inside so that when I trim the bottom, it will cooperate with the height and the depth and not crack. So I'm going to leave this beautiful plate alone for about an hour. Let it just set on the wheel. Then I'll come down with a wire tool and I'll cut it off, and I'll let it dry some more, and then tomorrow morning I should be able to trim it, and then it'll go onto the drying shelf, and we'll pray that it doesn't crack. And I'll have to make a couple more too, because there is that potential that it'll crack, and I want to be able to present to the customer in due time, you know, so I'll have some duplicates. And then if there's any issue with glazing too, I'm like, oh, this one is too ragged, here, I'll use this other one. So yeah, this all takes some time and some effort, but I find that it's very worthy of my time if I think ahead for those kinds of things, and then I'm not stressing myself about, oh, I should have, you know, I've done this long enough now that I know that, well, there's ways to avoid the, well, I should have, by thinking ahead. I like this plate. This will be nice. So I see I'm up to 16 minutes. I didn't share everything that was on my heart about times of difficulty and times of building character.